my time on my ride.
Hey everyone! God, why am I so weird? I don't know. Hey guys, my name is Lindsay and I'm a flight attendant. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about an article that I recently saw. Did you know your flight attendants have a secret language? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. Actually, you probably did. I'm gonna tell you about it, and I'm gonna tell you if I use it, because some of these are kind of ridiculous. I mean, I've heard of them, but I would never use them. So let's just get into it. Again, so weird, Lindsay. So weird. The Huffington Post posted this. Like that? Like that play on words? Bet you did. Okay, so here are some definitions and some words that we use. And I have said some of these, I have used some of these before, so see if you know. Deadhead. What is it, you might ask? It's when I'm a working crew member on a flight, but I'm actually not working. I'm sitting in a passenger seat because I'm going somewhere, like home or to a destination, because they need me to get there, you know? Is that what it says? When a crew member flies as a passenger but does not work the flight because the airline needs them to get them to one location or another. Galley queen. Never used this one, but it is a person that is in the galley, I feel like. Oh. A flight attendant working in the galley position who is very territorial and won't allow uninvited guests to step or lounge in his or her office. Also, pet peeve, really quick, when I'm sitting eating lunch and a passenger just decides to come back and goes, "Oh, what are you eating for lunch? That looks good." No, don't do that. That's not very nice. No. Okay, crop dusting. We're gonna get a little TMI here. It's when you're in the aisle and you fart and keep walking, and then all the passengers are like, "Oh, who was that?" And they never know it was you. Ha! Yep, it happens. Crop dusting when a flight attendant takes a stroll down the aisle and lets out gas. It happens all the time, more than you would think. Baby Jesus. I don't know, so I'm gonna read. An infant passengers whose parents treat it with utmost importance, which in results lack of polite behavior. All right, good to know. I'll use that one from now on. Miracle flight. I feel like that is when a passenger needs a wheelchair and they come on in a wheelchair, but they leave without a wheelchair, you know? So it's like a miracle, yay! Miracle flight, when elderly passengers require assistance to board the plane, but miraculously do not need wheelchairs anymore when it is time to leave. Yes, that happens often. Crash pad. It is a house or a apartment or a hotel where flight attendants and pilots that commute live in base, or if they don't live in base, they go to their crash pad so they don't have to pay for a hotel, and it's super cheap. It's like $200 a month or something, and that way they don't have to pay for a hotel while they are staying in base because they don't live in base. An apartment or house that crew members share a spot to sleep between flights, sometimes up to 30 beds or bunks. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part, but you know, they did it for you. Slam clicker. A slam clicker is when you come into your room and you open the door when in uniform, like you go downstairs, check in, go in your room, open the door, slam the door, and click it, and you are in your room until check-in. That's basically what I'm doing today. Actually, I might get dinner with the crew later. I don't know. I'm really tired. A crew member who doesn't socialize during overnight stays, but rather beelines to the hotel room, aka slams the door and doesn't come out, aka clicks the lock. Coach roach. I don't know, so I'm just gonna read it. A crew member who enjoys working coach class. All right. Crotch watch. Yeah, well, it's when you are doing seatbelt checks and you're looking at everyone's crotch and it's just like, cool. Yeah. It is when a flight attendant walks to the cabin for a seatbelt check. Next one, landing lips. Do you know what they are? Do you? It's when you apply and freshen up your lipstick when landing. So you just want to be fabulous. I don't know what that was. When applying fresh makeup before the plane lands. Yeah, pretty simple. Senior mama. A senior mama is when a super veteran flight attendant who has been with the company, I would say more than 10 years, but maybe even 20. But I would say 10 because my airline has only been around for like 30 years. But those ladies are senior mamas because I'm junior to them. It's not really like offensive. Oh no. Senior mama. An affectionate term that would describe veteran flight attendants. See? Pink eye. Pink eye. Ooh. I'm just gonna read it. Oh, I see. So I wouldn't call them pink eye. I would just call them high speeds or stand-ups. So we'll just go with that. A high speed or a stand-up is when you work the last flight in, have like 4, maybe 5 hours on the ground in a hotel room, and then you work the first flight out in the morning. So I could see where they call it pink eye because they're not considering it a red eye, but I would rather do a red eye because you go to bed and it's just like you're dead in the morning and it's ugh. Okay, victory lap. I'm gonna read this one too because I have no idea. Oh, it's when you have a 3 or 4 day trip after flying several different cities, and then you get back to your base and you do one more turn, aka a turn and burn, before you actually go home. It's the worst because you get back to base after a 4-day trip and you're like, yay! And then you have to do a San Francisco turn. Yep. Lips and tips. I don't know. A reference to flight attendants matching fingernails and lipsticks. Oh, okay. A turn. I know this one. A turn is like I just said. You go to San Francisco, you deplane, you don't get off the airplane, or like the passengers deplane, you don't get off, and then you load everybody else up in 30 minutes, sometimes less, and you go on your merry way back to your base. And you don't get off and explore, unless if the plane gets broken. God. Deplane. Well, I just said that. That's when passengers go bye-bye. Yep, that's basically what it says. Bulkhead. It's just the wall in row 1 or row 4 that doesn't have the seats in front of you, so you can't put your stuff under there, and you can't put it on the floor in front of you either. It has to go up in the overhead bin. I don't know why I'm doing this. I am sleep deprived and I'm dehydrated. Like seriously, I just can't. The struggle is actually real. First world problems. UN, or an unaccompanied minor. It's when a little passenger under the age of 12 is flying alone and not with a guardian, and they are meeting their guardian, whoever it is, in the next city, and you are basically watching over them. I don't even have to read that one because I know that one. And the last one is tagging. It says, just when you hear the landing gear come down and think you're free for the rest of the day, you might get hit with a tagged flight to another destination. As a new flight attendant, I once had a turn to Dallas in January. Simple. The weather was warm, so I didn't bring a coat. Unfortunately, I was tagged onto a trip to Omaha and then to Calgary, snowing in both locations, and I was forced to borrow the pilot's coat when I got to my hotel layover. My layover hotel. My hotel layover? My layover hotel. So that's tagging. That's it for the secret vocabulary. I just can't life today. Okay guys, well now that you know our secret vocabulary, the next time you're on a flight, you will now know what we're talking about because you can just refer to this video. Okay, well don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow me on all my social media sites. You guys have been so nice, I know that, and we hit 2,000! Woo! I know that's like not a lot to like anybody, but to me it is, because 2,000 people watching my weirdness is beyond me. Bye guys, see you in the next one.